Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17.
And Greyshot151 here.
And we're both recovering from a very impactful weekend. I was pepper sprayed on Friday and is still recovering up through this morning.
Then we went through a siege in a game. Should we say it?
Now, we'll possibly expect it on the channel, but let's just say this. It was a 10-hour siege for me. It was a 12-hour siege for him.
I've been up for over 32, 33 hours.
And I had the surface
34 at the moment. So if you see my eyes going cross-eyed, it's because I had my contacts in for so long. So I apologize.
And I had the surface of the sun burn on my face for about 24 hours, and then my entire body tingling for another 24.
You also caused the cat to freak the hell out.
Oh yeah,
because you.
And no, I was not arrested. It's part of a training thing.
So basically, it got on her fur, and then she wouldn't stop licking herself for an hour. We had to give her
whole milk
to make it stop.
She's fine, right, Tally? You're fine, kind of. Anyway, you're here for a review of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yes, and the movie was really good.
It was great. It's right now. It's on my. It's one of my favorite Marvel films.
It's a great Marvel film. Yeah. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy. Say what you will. I will say for me, the first one is I think better, but the second one explores new angles.
It's hard. It's hard, and I don't want to go into spoilers. I will probably say, again, the characters are all fantastic. Every single character you enjoy. It's not like there's not a bad character. I'm like, no, I didn't really care for that. They're all fantastic.
Yep.
And even the villains of this film are fantastic. So it's just no matter what you no matter how you look at it,
they explore a whole bunch of different types of relationships, whether it comes to parental, family, whether also sibling. It's all of them are well fleshed out. You almost kind of wish that maybe you spent a little bit more time with them. But what you get is still very satisfying.
Yes.
And the action sequence is great. No arguments there.
Now, the special effects, holy mackerel, does this movie look amazing.
Certain sequences.
There are very few I'm like, okay, that looks a little off. Most
look great.
Rocket, Baby Groot look fantastic.
There's a few shots where ships are near the surface and something's happening to them.
Yeah.
And it looks incredible.
The scenic shots, I would also say, there's some beautiful landscape shots. And even city locations, I think you've seen the trailer, the big city type area they fight in up against the tentacle monster. Even the tentacle monster looked pretty good. And again, it's just every single time they do that, they pay enough detail where they can set in jokes that
or they take it in another direction.
Yeah, exactly. And then there are other things which we'll go into spoilers about that they nailed visually and sound wise and everything. So
again, for our final thoughts, really good movie. I would highly recommend not seeing it if you've been up for over 30 hours because I could not. Again, my eyes are going cross-eyed. Because my eyes are just so fucking tired.
Man, your eyes feel bad, huh?
I'm not going to lie. I almost fell asleep during the movie. I kid you not. I had my eyes closed for
No, it's not because it's bad. It's because
I literally have been up for so long. My eyes are as you guys can probably tell, I'm going cross-eyed in a few areas.
Man, that sounds terrible. I wish I had an experience where my eyes had something wrong with them for hours.
You got pepper sprayed. What is that?
I got pepper sprayed. By the way, if you're wondering, 0.4. So
not fun. You also caused the cat to go nuts because she got
a little bit, yes. But again, overall, I really enjoy this film. I highly recommend it.
Same. I'd recommend it.
It's
a great way to start the summer.
Before we go into spoilers, Marvel, thank you. Just for the quality that you've been able to hit consistently. And by the way, it's not oh, you're Marvel fanboys. I grew up on DC.
Oh yeah, DC was our shtick. Marvel was what?
Yeah. So the fact that
actually I didn't even
Doctor Strange, the Civil War, and Guardians 2 back to back. Even Ant-Man. I really enjoyed Ant-Man.
Ant-Man was good.
And Avengers 2, it's I know some people are like that. I liked Ultron. And I thought majority of the film was pretty damn good, especially the barn scene. I know people hated that slower scene, but I really enjoyed that personal moment.
That was good.
But they just keep nailing it. I'm like, okay, yes, Netflix series, that's the lowest thing. But when the low bar is Iron Fist, if that's your lowest bar, and then movie-wise, it's The Dark World. The Dark World is okay. So the fact that this film is just...
Oh, it's a good sequel.
Yeah.
I will also make note that, again, there's just so much... There's a lot of good comedic timing. The jokes are solid.
Yes.
Even the references.
Oh my god.
They really use the references from the 80s and 70s.
Alright, Alright, let's go into spoilers. Go see it. Fantastic.
Yes. Spoilers.
Spoilers.
David Hasselhoff is amazing.
Oh my god, yes. David Hasselhoff. Also, Pac-Man. Holy God, Pac-Man was great in this film. You're like,
there's a moment, but basically Star-Lord realizes he has the power. He could, like, create stuff.
Oh, we should probably clarify this, because otherwise that's going to just sound really weird.
So basically the whole
If you're wondering
the
why...
story resolves around, basically, Chris Pratt's character, which is Star-Lord, finding his father.
Yes.
And...
Which also explains why in the last film he was able to essentially take on an Infinity Stone's power and not get disintegrated.
Yep.
So... Once he went through that and he finds out that his father is Ego the Living Planet. That's right.
Well, he's Ego, and yeah, I don't think they really understand that he's a living planet until they finally get to the point where
but here's
like,
the thing.
Planet.
Under any other circumstance, you say, "Oh, your father is a planet." And it's just like that is some cheesy, hokey, some stupid nonsense that doesn't make sense. In this film, you're like, "Uh-huh. Okay. I understand. I get it."
It works.
And it's just like, how out there is...
This is also the same movie where there's a talking raccoon, a baby tree.
A baby tree.
And a man... Oh my god, Mantis was good.
A man with a mohawk, like, apparatus on his head that controls a whistle.
Around.
A guy that literally makes, says whatever is on his mind, no matter what it is. And a woman with... mantis antennae, a green woman that kicks ass and takes names, and then Star-Lord, an 80s man-child.
Should I also mention the talking raccoon, or did I already imply that?
And then golden people. That's how this film starts. They take on a job to kill this thing, the tentacle monster, from the golden people, which, by the way, they get into, like, some, they reference it, but, like...
It's basically the Man of Steel plot
what's
line.
that book line? What's that book that
it's not 1984.
It's not 1984.
Brave New World.
Brave New World, where it's like all the people are specifically genetically engineered.
It's basically Man
all
of
the women
Steel.
look alike, all the men look alike, but even more so is what I'm saying. They all look alike.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But no, yeah, it was again, it's an entertaining thrill ride. I will say that.
Yes.
The best parts, I will say, I love the villain.
Oh, by the way, you're like, all right, so it's like the villain. By the way, in the beginning, it's like
okay,
the golden people and like all like this her entire command force. And you're like, oh Jesus Christ,
she's gonna be the villain.
Yeah, she's the villain. But you keep going, and you're like,
by the way,
a second.
It turns out, can we go say it?
Yeah, and it turns into Ego.
Yeah, Ego is the villain.
Ego is the villain, and you're like,
what?
Wait, what?
And it works so freaking well. In fact, the twist with basically, I loved how basically Chris Pratt's father slept his way across the galaxy.
Oh yeah,
and there's a pit in his basement.
Yeah.
Of all the dead children. He was like, yeah, you're not effective. You're not.
Yeah.
And there's also a shot of him like basically mating with every alien species in the freaking universe. And
it seems like a Star Trek reference where it's just like Kirk banged a lot of women, but you see it like a shot here, shot there. This is like every single alien. There you go, Star Trek fans.
I also again the comedy in this really works. Rocket's great.
Yeah.
Xandu's great.
Oh, by the way,
Drax is great.
Like,
it's so ridiculous. It's great.
The best way I can describe it is, and again, it's like everything. Like, I know there are some issues where, like, okay, is this movie better than Guardians 1? Guardians 1, I think, is a funnier film. I truly think that because you weren't expecting it.
Yes.
But I think this film is a more emotional film.
Yeah, I would say that.
I would absolutely. Like, it doesn't have... Like, there are... Like, if I could say a scene that would rival the dancing sequence, it's probably... It's Rocket, Groot, and... what's his name? Yondu going, like, jump space through, like... multiple different areas of the universe, and just their faces are being distorted.
They're basically phasing
and
existence.
I laughed so hard. And the one area, which by the way is incredible, they jump like through, and you see Stan Lee is cameo with a bunch of like watchers, and as a Marvel, like a person who knows Marvel but not great, I know it's like there's this omnipresence of people that watch and take part in everything.
Yep.
So essentially, the cameo confirmed, and also what Stan Lee even said, because he mentions being a postage guy, is literally he's a watcher. He's a omnipotent god type figure in this universe, possibly.
By the way, apparently they filmed all the sequences, which, by the way, I am so...
I want Stan Lee
to
fight Thanos, or like not necessarily fight, but just be like motivate the Avengers. Yes. Be like, you guys never noticed me like this entire time. Like, I'm there, and that would be awesome. How they could even pull in like Deadpool and stuff like that, because you're like, yeah, I'm all these universes and stuff like that. Like some things happen. Yeah, it's like, and to be fair, it makes sense. Other Marvel films from other studios have unintentionally made Stan Lee one of the best characters possibly in a.
Well, let's wait for the next film. But overall, again, let's go.
But that was a welcome surprise. Sorry, I was so excited to see that.
But the action sequence, the final fight, was really good.
Also, you see like Ego and Peter Quill's mom, and it's just like, so like it's so like emotional. They really like each other, and it's honest, like they have really good chemistry.
Moment that made the movie,
but then it's like, and
the moment that turned this from a good movie to the great movie, which I think
it's a scene where he essentially Ego tries to persuade and does a little bit of energy manipulation, because he learns that Peter Quill, aka Star-Lord, can manipulate energy like he can, and he's the first one. He's like, oh my god, but of course he doesn't tell Peter Quill he's the first one.
Well, no, he basically said he slept his way across the galaxy.
Yeah.
In a sequence, he was basically like, I found life, and I was bored.
Yeah, I was saddened by it. But he's just like, so he wants to essentially make every other world the kind of like him and kind of create life on a bigger scale. But the thing that I was like, oh my god, was, of course, like the black eyes, like you see Peter Quill kind of being like indoctrinated. Then it's like I visited your mom 3 times. It's just like if I went there a 4th time, I knew I would stay there. So it's too bad I had to give her brain cancer or like the tumor. And you just see the eyes fade away, and Peter Quill just unloads on Ego, and you can see Ego like flying apart, like body parts going. You're like, oh my god!
Yeah, it was. But
this is a darker film. We should probably mention that. This film does not hold back. There are scenes of people slowly dying in space, or there are scenes that people getting like shot off. Ego literally has a moment where he's a skeleton walking toward the camera, not like a forming skin, muscle, you name it, organs, everything, and he's just walking as he talks, and he's reforming, and it's one of the best shots I've ever seen in a CGI film, and just most intimidating.
It looks great, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, I love this guy and I hate this guy at the same time.
Yeah.
And then also they have a Dragon Ball Z
fight.
They have a man, like, if that's the Man of Steel, don't ever hit my mom moment, then the next moment later in the movie is Star-Lord and Ego literally fighting in air,
like Superman powers,
like punching each other, and then also manipulating rock. So you have like Ego turning into a giant rock man and Star-Lord turning into giant Pac-Man, colliding to each other, and it's just like, this is amazing and hilarious at the same time.
Yep.
But it's also emotional, because it's just like, it's like, God.
It just sucker punches in the gut. Again, it's a movie that takes itself seriously. It's like One Punch Man. It's very much a accurate representation of the action movie, but it's also, I don't want to say a satire, but it knows when to pick.
But then you have like Gamora's relationship with her sister, and how her sister was literally tortured to get better by Thanos. You have Drax, who's still suffering from the loss of his family, and Mantis bringing up and trying to help cope with that. And then you have
Rocket Raccoon,
who's just like an asshole, but like a tortured asshole that kind of fits with Yondu, and Yondu also more like being banished from the Reavers, but then also Ravagers for like again for when they came to light about him taking children, but. Again, it was. But
good.
He becomes more of a father figure to Peter Quill, like Star-Lord. It's
really like part 1 and part 2 of the movie. It works very well. So yeah, would we recommend this again? Yes.
Yes.
And if you're still reading this and you're like, should I? Yes, go see it.
It's again, it's probably not as funny as the first one, but that's hard because I didn't expect to laugh so hard.
You're never gonna
the Groot smile and everything.
It's hard to recapture that, but yeah, this was still. It's just so good.
But it's such a good group of characters that you're just like, I want to spend an afternoon watching these jackasses.
And you get to.
Yeah, and it's great. And
that's going to be our review of Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Go see it. Yeah. But in any case.
We will see you next time when we review.
Oh, you're going to like this one. You like horror, right?
No.
It's most likely Alien Covenant.
Oh, God.
My brother is a big horror fan.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest fan of the Alien franchise. Aliens is good. The original Alien is a good movie. It's not one I really particularly like because and the rest of the Alien franchise, I'm just not a fan. The Necromorph is cool. I don't go nuts over it.
Yeah, I
prefer my monsters giant. The only one I like.
I prefer my monsters giant.
The Queen is the best monster in that franchise, which for me, but.
I really enjoy it. I tried to get through Alien Isolation, but I couldn't get through because I got scared and also other things. But again, it's just that's probably the next movie we're probably gonna do.
Okay.
Maybe Pirates.
Maybe.
But in
any case, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you next time.
See you next time, guys.